Honorable Prime Minister, the founding father of the Congress of the People, members of Parliament, my friends and family, I am here with you tonight because it is the night to reflect on the past 2 years and to talk about the way forward. Tonight is the night to acknowledge all the work that we have done and to identify areas which we will continue to improve. Lest there be any doubt whatsoever, let me make it clear that the Congress of the People is committed to the People's Partnership, and we will do everything to make this the most successful government this country has ever seen. Some people are telling me that if I mount this platform tonight, the COP will lose face. Let me make it clear, abundantly clear, that the COP will never lose if this country gains. Trinidad and Tobago stands to gain tremendously if the People's Partnership government lives up to its expectations and of the population and delivers on the promises which it made in 2010. The COP will see that we do both of these. We must all remember and we must never forget, in 2007, the United National Congress, the Congress of the People, and the PNM fought independently, and the PNM won 26 of the 41 seats. Thereafter, the Congress of the People began a series of meetings with NGOs, community and faith-based groups, the labor movement including Errol McLeod and David Abdullah, Ashwood Jack and the TOP in Tobago, Makandal Daga and the NJAC. You will recall that our reaching out to the national community was termed a grand consensus, a movement or a coalition of interests, which also included the beginnings of a formal relationship with the United National Congress under the guidance of our founding father, Mr. Winston Buchanan. Many will remember that it was a COP that invited the United National Congress to its National Assembly in 2009. And in San Fernando, our own Prime Minister, then MP for Siparia, Kamala Prasad Visesa, addressed the Congress of the People, where she was warmly received with open arms. The COP, together with labor movement and others, hand in hand in this nation, demanded that the property tax proposal of the then Manning regime should never see the day of light, and we chanted across this nation, "Axe the tax." We also stood with thousands of our citizens who shouted, "No smelter," in protest of the proposed smelters in La Brea and in Chatham. And we stood with thousands and many, many more in the removal of the rapid rail, and with the fishermen of Claxton Bay to remove SR steel and to prevent the destruction of the fishing grounds and our mangrove. We fought hard for the Children's Life Fund since 2008, so that no parent would ever have to be told that they could not save the life of their child because they had no money. We stood tall in defense of our democracy against Manning's plan for a top-down constitution and the widespread corruption of Judicot and other state boards. The Congress of the People was there when only a few dared to speak out against the Manning government. Today, my friends, my brothers, my sisters, there is a Children's Life Fund. Today, there is no smelter in Trinidad and Tobago. Today, there is no property tax which could see you losing your homes. Today, there is no stealth constitution being debated. 2 years into our first term in office, we must therefore pause and reflect. We must reflect on what the 5 partners that make up the partnership came to achieve. We must reflect on where we were going under the Manning administration. Remember the rampant corruption? Remember the leadership style that ignored the pleas and pain of our people? Remember the responses to the voices against smelter? Remember the fragile economy and out of control inflation and crime? The People's Partnership came together to fix these things. Our parties came together to change the style of governance in Trinidad and Tobago. We promised to listen. We promised to be fair and to be equitable. We promised to be transparent. We promised to be opposite to all those things we had stood against. We knew that the expectations we set were high, We knew that it would be difficult to meet all the expectations of the population at the same time. But that is not an excuse. As we mark our second anniversary in government, we are being accused of not listening. We are being accused of not being fair and of being inequitable. We are being accused of not being transparent. Today, talk of corruption in government is a main topic of conversation on many street corners, dinner tables, and in many boardrooms and in many homes. Surely, we do not want our government to be seen like this. My friends, we have choices to make. We can choose, like the last administration, to dismiss all of the voices calling upon us to do better as being detractors. That is what Manning and his administration did. Or we, the People's Partnership, can do otherwise. We can choose to listen. We must choose from today onwards to return to the ideals which we held prior to May 24, 2010. We cannot serve the people if we stop listening to you. We cannot serve the people if we ignore your pain and your suffering. We must listen and act to address the feelings of alienation among the youth in the urban areas. We must listen and act and to find and root out, if any, corruption, understanding full well that in this society there are many false and malicious allegations. We must find the truth. And if we do find corruption, we must ensure that those responsible are held accountable. There must be no cover-up. We cannot jeopardize the future of all of our nation for the possible illegal enrichment of a few. We must listen and we must act to preserve the environment and our communities. Specifically, we must engage the highway route movement in meaningful dialogue, which we speak with them and not talk to them. While there is much we have done, we must acknowledge that the population expects and deserves much more.